Hello everyone, how are you doing today? It's a Miss Strategy, Miss Tactics day. Sopika is on holiday, so I'm the only one now that will stream Banter Blitz, and it's going to be a historic edition of Banter Blitz. I'll tell you right now. Just let me know in the chat if you hear and see me well. I upgraded my studio with an iPad so now I can read better the chat. Hi Fuchsia, hi Clusterfrau, hi Omar, hi Oliver. I hope that this is all going fine. Just let me know if you see me and hear me, and we can start the Banter Blitz. Hi Jacko, hi Easy Rider, stream is okay. Thank you for confirming it. So, today is a historic Banter Blitz session because I was reading the comments and the feedback, and you guys told me that I'm too kind to my opponents, that I take the games too lightheartedly. So today, say goodbye to kind Anna. I'm going to take this business seriously. Kinda. Don't even dare to laugh. Who is my first victim? This is looking ridiculous, right? Anyway, 5-minute blitz, premium members only. Today, because there's no more kindness, guys. It's over. It's over. Who's ready? I am ready. Let's go to the chess24 site. This is where you shall be if you want to challenge me. chess24.com and go to the play zone. Challenge me, Anna Rudolf, 5-minute blitz. I'm going to see who has challenged me so far. All right, challenges scrolling up and down. Somehow I don't see them. What happened to my challenges? And now that I look so scary, you don't want to challenge me anymore? I don't see any challenges. Guys, I know this is looking like I'm gonna beat you all, but can you please challenge me? Yeah, I see you. I see you guys in the chat that you are scared, but I don't see the challenges. Challenge me if you dare. Challenges. Okay, let's update. Maybe it's not coming through. Challenges. Okay, now I see it. All right, that's great. So let's scroll up and down and get a new challenge for today because I'm not kind anymore, guys. That's it. It's over. Okay, who's my first victim? His name is, or her name is, Hans Gerhard. Nice to meet you, Hans. That was my last nice comment to you. I hope that you see the board well, guys. I'll just make sure that it's all fine. Let me just put it correctly. Names, players. I'm white. You see, the day I stop being kind, I get all the white pieces. E4. I think he's so scared that he will not even make a move. No, I was wrong, but only for the moment. This is either the Pirc defense or the Philidor, depends on if he's going to play e5 or g6. G6, so this is the Pirc defense. I'm going to play knight f3, bishop e2, castle. It's a solid setup, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be nice to him. Now knight d7, e5 is the usual setup. c5, this is transposing to a kind of a Sicilian, could be like a dragon Sicilian, but I'm going to take this and let's see what he wants to do after this capture. Taking back, interesting, but I don't believe that this is so good for you. I want to play e5, bishop f4, and make sure that that knight is not going to be well placed on g4. After knight c6, though, my pawn will be hanging. So first let's take care of that pawn. e5. Bishop f4. Which move order is the best? I think I'll start with bishop f4. If queen takes, I will take back with the a rook. Obviously, I want to play e5. And I don't care if he hears me. I'll still play e5. Normally, the knight would have gone to d7 and he would have played with e5. That is the usual setup in the Pirc. And this is now a symmetrical pawn structure where I'm ahead in development, so I am happy. Not ahead in time yet, but I will play faster, because nobody will flag me today. It's over. It's over. Bishop d7. You see how scared he is? He's scared of taking He's scared of exchanging queens because he knows that I'm a very good endgame player. But this, my friend, is a bad move. e5. What are you going to do? Knight h5? I played bishop e3. Knight g4. I played h3. Pff, this is horrible for him. So b6, he will defend the pawn. But what is the knight doing on h5? I'll just attack it. I can just play knight g5, give up the e5 pawn, but I will take on h5 and mate him. That's it. Chess is so easy. Come on, b6, knight g5, I'll take on h5 and mate on h7. We all know it. I don't have time for this. Cheers. Seriously, what is he thinking? Queen c7 is the other option, but it won't save him. Alright, now this was my master plan. Knight g5. I'm going to take the knight on h5 and then give mate on h7. So that's it. In best case for him, he will somehow bail out by playing bishop c6 and exchange queens, but no, he can't do that after bishop takes h5, so I don't see a way to bail out. h6, okay, that makes sense, but it doesn't help him. I can take first and then move the knight, and I believe that's what I'm going to do. So, oh, he's taking on g5. Doesn't help because now I will attack your rook and then take on g5. The king is weaker, so I'm happy. I have weakened his king. It's not mate yet, but don't worry. Bishop c6 I think is the best move for him, aiming to trade queens. But I'm not afraid of endgames. I'll just make sure that if I take on g5 first or queen takes d8, I should be precise. Because if after bishop takes g5 he takes on d1, I don't want to take back with the bishop. That's a bit ugly. Therefore, I'll take first, then take on g5. Actually, I changed my mind. Yeah, I'll take anyway. I will let him destroy my pawn structure because I want to get the e7 pawn. So I don't want to let him develop. If I had taken on e6, that was the other option. That's what I was talking about. But then he would have had the knight already on c6. I prefer to have bad pawn structure and a pawn up than no pawn up. Great. Now my e5 pawn is hanging, but who cares? I can even play... Do I want to play e6? That's a funny looking move. Not at the moment. I think for now I will simply play f4. And speed up a little bit, because nobody will flag me today. Knight d4 is a good move. I believe it threatens the pawn, threatens to take on c2 and knight f3, but who cares? That's just a pawn. He didn't see it. Good. Then I can bring the rook to d1. He wants to double rooks, but come on, I'm a pawn up. So, do you want to trade rooks, really? No idea what he wants. He wants to trade rooks. Okay, if that's what you want, we can go for it. I'm not scared of you taking my rook. I'll make sure that you don't have any knight f3 checks anymore after knight d4. That's why I placed the king on g2, and that's it. I'm a pawn up. Doubled pawns, but hey, it's still a pawn up. So I'm happy. I still have 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Knight d4. I think this is too late. He had to do this before. Shall I play rook d2? Why not? I'll take a sip. It's hot here. It's hot, but I'm winning, so I don't care. Knight e6. That makes sense, but I'll be smarter than you are. How shall I do this? He wants to take my bishop. If I protect or just move away with the rook, I can move away. Will he come back with the knight? I'm not going to make a draw, right? I will not repeat moves if rook e2, knight d4. That isn't going to happen. That's not going to happen. But at the same time, I don't want to let him take my pawns. Okay, let's take first, then knight e4. I can pre-move it. I could have pre-moved it. Next time I will pre-move it. I'm too nice. Still. So, I think he should take. And then If I take back with the pawn, I drop my e5 pawn. If I take back with the knight, he can play a rook d2. Rook c1 would have been passive, but that's it. I should have gone for that in that case. I don't think this is the best because now I can protect the second rank from f2. I think he should have taken first on g5. Okay, even like this, taking is good. It's still the best move. Yes, knight takes g5, then the f4 pawn will be hanging after knight takes g5, and if I take back with the pawn once again, the e5 pawn is hanging. So yes, he can get back his pawn, but I don't care. It's still okay. Bishop f8, are you joking? He should have taken my bishop. This is just bad. This is bad. This is how you shall not play. Now I will attack this rook. Go away. Go. Go. Go away. Good job. And now, let's improve the situation of my king. I also protect the f4 pawn. And I really don't know what he wants with his bishop on f8. That looks so terrible. Terrible. Okay, I wish I could open the H file and give mate. That would be a beautiful idea. Do I have time for it? Okay, I'll just play the normal move. King g4. And I can play f5 next move. Get rid of my doubled pawns. So what I was mentioning is that if I could get my rook on the h file, well, it's not winning, of course, but it's tempting. I'll take an f5. And now I should play fast. I can pre-move this, because if he takes, there's no other move for me. Wow, I made a pre-move. What a day, I made a pre-move. I'm just winning, it's a pawn up. I need to take care of my time, I should not lose this on time. I should not repeat last week's mistakes. Okay, now, if he attacks my pawn, I play f4, and if he doesn't attack it, I still play f4. I just need to activate my rook, because this boy is too passive. I'm ahead of time, I'm a pawn up. Life is great. Knight h5, what does he want? Actually, I don't even care. I'll just push my pawn. Next move could be rook f3, rook h3, and I'm winning a piece, or f5, and I'm marching with my pawn. Okay, what is this? I don't care. I'll trade this. I'm ahead of time. Still, and it's a pawn up. What is he doing? Now I'm going to win a piece. Check knight g3, and that's it. Game over. Easy. I told you I'm not going to be nice today. What is this? Seriously? I can take back on g3 with a pawn. Okay, he wants to flag me, but he resigned. Thank you for the game, Hans Gerhard. I think I was better the whole time. I was basically winning after I won a pawn. So, what shall we take as a conclusion from this game? Don't play this system against me. I was just better from here on. The knight on h5 is horrible, so yes, you shouldn't do that. Bishop d7 I think is not good already. I was expecting b6 and bishop b7, although I will still play e5, so you must somehow prepare for the push. Maybe knight c6, so when I play e5 at least you are attacking the pawn. This is what you should have aimed for. In this case I don't have time for h3, so this was the whole point. I'm threatening e5, and if you cannot attack my pawn, like in the game, there's no knight g4 anymore because the pawn is not hanging on e5. That was the whole point. I think you should play knight c6 first, and then I don't have e5 immediately. Still, a great game by me. You could have taken the pawn back, by the way. I was not playing the best moves in the endgame. You got quite a lot of activity for the pawn. First of all, knight d4 was a good move here. Secondly, after doubling rooks, knight d4, this is still good, and knight e6. I think you played this stage very well. Kudos. Even though I was playing better, but kudos to this stage of the game. At least you played this part well. So knight e6 is a good move. And after rook takes, you are getting back the pawn. It doesn't matter what I do, you will take on g5. And if I protect it, well, I can't really protect it because you will trap my bishop. h4, f6. That would be a funny position, but there's just no way for me to save the pawn. For instance, rook e1. Oh, yeah, now you take and rook d2. So since you have active pieces, it compensates, and now you are getting back either the c2 pawn or the e5 pawn. I cannot keep both pawns alive. That's it. After knight e6, I think you should have taken immediately. This was too much, rook d4. But still, this was your last chance to take and get back the pawn. Doesn't matter how I take back, you will win the pawn back. Bishop f8 was clearly the move that gave me back the advantage. So from here on, I was crashing. I'm sorry about that. No, I'm not sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. New challenge, because I'm on fire. I'm on fire. So, 5-minute premium members. By the way, if you are complaining, next time, don't tell me that I'm too nice. So, Al says Sudo is my opponent from Spain. And d4, he plays knight f6. Today I feel like playing knight f6 and e6. My former still sometimes playing repertoire. As I told you last week, sometimes I don't mind that we transpose to the French defense, so I could go for that again, but I always ask the opponent's bishop what does he want. h6, bishop h4, normal, but I don't mind that. I think d5 is the most logical. You prevent e4, and then you develop your pieces as you would normally do. Bishop e7, you can castle. b6, bishop b7, c5. All those moves are quite natural. And he's going for this kind of a setup. Shall I care about it? I'm not scared. You can try to attack me. I don't care. So, b6, c5 is what I will try to do. I think he will react with c3. That's normal. And now, shall I? I'll play first. Actually, I'm thinking whether I should go knight d7, knight c6, take first. Actually, I don't want to take. Bishop b7 is the other option. Yeah, let's start with bishop b7. And I should speed up. That's the only thing. I should play faster. f4 he will play, and then I go knight e4. This is usual stuff. f4, and white wants to attack on the king side. Now the only thing I should do is not to get mated. We trade some pieces on e7. On d7, I don't think he will take. He can wait until I take on e5, f takes e5, and that is a pleasant position for white. So I shall keep the pressure. I shouldn't really take on e5, but wait until he does something. He might weaken his king by playing g4, and then I want to open the position. If he takes, of course, I take back with the pawn, and we will have this funny situation. Already it's funny in the center, these two knights, pawns. It's a funny setup. The other knight is coming, but it's not really heading anywhere. He just wants to take and replace the knight with the f3 knight. If f6, I will blunder a fork, so I shall not do that. That's clear. Now, shall I let him take and play knight e5, or do something else? I feel like I should do something else, but also he's aiming for g4, and that's annoying. g4 is annoying. I must admit that g4 is annoying in this position, so I will step out of the fork. I want to be able to play f6. f6, knight g6, I move away the rook. I must admit this position is not my favorite. It's very closed. Too closed. But okay, I'm not here to complain about it. Let's do something. Even if he can play knight g6. So what? He doesn't want to. He just takes. Okay. At least there's no knight on e5 anymore. I thought he would have played knight g6 so to keep this piece on the board. Now he's coming with the other knight. Why did you not play knight g6 immediately? Okay. f5. I will strengthen this knight. He can go back and then place the knight on e5. I think that's the best. Of course, from here as well, it's the same idea. Knight e5. Yes. And then I think he will try to play g4 at some point. I'm worse because I have a bad bishop, so this position is not ideal. But this is what I have. I will try to trade bishops at some point. If the queen goes away, I can play bishop a6. Okay, he clearly wants to mate me on the king's side. Therefore, I will bring some defenders to the help of my king. I didn't play the opening the best way. That's why I got this ugly position. It's quite ugly, yeah. And I don't really have counterplay, so I will just make some passive moves. Bring the rook as well. I'm also not doing fine in terms of the clock. g4. Does he want to play g4? Maybe. Queen h5. Yeah, my position is really ugly. But I'll not give up. I'll threaten his rook in one move. Maybe he will blunder. No, he did not blunder. Anyway, I will bring the bishop to e8 so that at least I can chase away the queen. I think g4, then bishop e8. Let's chase it away. I don't have time, so this game I'm playing very slow. That is for sure. Let's try to attack on the queen side. Very passive situation here. And I have a bad bishop versus a good knight. This is a very powerful piece. But if I can open up the a file, at least I will have some counterplay. He's not threatening anything. I'll take. Okay, let's do something on the a file. I'm attacking this pawn so that next move I can double rooks. Well, I managed to get some counterplay. Rook a2 next move. I think he shouldn't have allowed me open the a file. But I'm still low on time. That is his advantage, that I'm low on time. Okay, now let's try to activate this guy. Bishop d3 is my plan. Yes, he can play this, but it's not a big deal. Only the rook and the knight will not give me mates. The queen is coming now. That's good. That's a good move. But anyway, I can... How shall I do it? Bishop d3... no. Let's attack this first. Funny maneuver, but I want to chase the rook back to g3. And now I can try to double rooks on the second rank. I think if rook a1, I'll go to a2 with the other rook. I'm really short on time though. That's the only problem. Rook a2, I want to play. Bring the queen to the a file. Bring all my pieces to the queen side and at the same time keep an eye on the king side, of course. If he trades, take back and play queen a7. If he doesn't take, I'll still play queen a7. I like my position now that I have the a file. It's a huge difference that you have counterplay on the other flank. What is he doing? Isn't he just losing his queen? Next move, rook a1. Thank you so much. Yeah, he blundered his queen. There was just no way out after rook a7. I think he's thinking whether he should resign. Looking at my clock, he might not resign. But I don't mind. Just the rook and the knight will not do any harm to my king. So this is resignable. Thank you for the game. Thank you. I think even if I'm not kind today, you played very well. El says, Sudo, you were outplaying me from this position. This position is equal and I just let you play all the plan. So this stage I think you played very well. Even after f6, knight h4, and maybe I shouldn't have played f5, but if I don't play f5, white can play f5 next move. That's why I played f5, but this allows knight g6, knight e5, and this is the position that you totally don't want to play. Even if it's not losing, because the position is very closed and it's not easy to break through. But it's always going to be worse for black because of this bishop on b7. So this is a bad bishop. It's bad because it's blocked by the pawns. And white can take on e4 anytime he wants, and that's what he did. So I think you played this stage very well. You brought your pieces to the king side and you took on e4. You brought your queen as well. Maybe what was missing from your attack is to find the right moment to play g4. Because if you can open the g file in the right moment, then I will be in trouble. Just imagine bringing the queen and the rook to the g file, and maybe first the rook, and then you can play rook g6. So the rook should be ahead of the queen. It's not that easy to play it, of course. It's not so easy. I don't know if g4 here. Maybe this is still too early. You can try to move the king away first. But what you did was not that good, because I can chase your queen away by playing bishop e8. So you did not achieve much in these last moves. And also b3 allowed me to play a4. Now that I have this pawn break on the queen side, I'll open the a file and I have counterplay. So I don't think that here you played the best moves. You were playing very well before, and I think you have an advantage here for sure. This position is very nice. Oh, sorry, there's no g4 here because of bishop a6. I forgot that I even had a threat. But maybe, how can you prepare it? It's not that easy, but even if you play moves like king h1 and later you take, or later you play queen h4 and then take, black doesn't really have any plan. I shall try to do something on the queen side, but since I'm busy defending my king, I don't think that this position is any good for me. I mean, I'm clearly worse. The question is how much worse I am. But what happened later, after I have the a file, I have counterplay. So that was the problem of white. Now that I control the a file, I actually have a good position, good enough to complicate matters. I don't think I'm any better, but at least I have counterplay. And thanks to these moves, here next move is queen a7. You have to somehow get rid of the king on the back rank. I think you should play h3 and after queen a7, king h2. This is already unpleasant for you because I'm the one who is attacking, but at least you are not losing the queen. Well, thank you for the game. You played very well the first stage of the game, and then I think if you find the right moment to break through on the king side with g4, although it's not easy to find the right moment, but if you prepare it well and then you play g4, then you should be better. Let's go for another challenge. And by the way, let's see the chat. Hi Michael, hi Omar, hi Olaf, hi Sichuan beef. I like Chinese. And Peerless Router is here. Hi Oliver again. Player No 5 is asking, who is this girl and where did Anna go? Well, I told you. Yeah, the Singfield Cup is starting soon. I hope that you realize that the schedule was just the right schedule so that you can enjoy the broadcast. I will enjoy the broadcast myself. So we will play some more games. For half an hour more we will be here, and then you can join the live commentary of the Singfield Cup. I'm so much looking forward to watching it, of course. So 2, 3, 4 more games, maybe we have time for that. Let's see. It depends how quickly I can win. Depends. 5-minute rated blitz. Premium members, please. Okay, I'm trying to find people that I haven't played yet, though since I have played already, I forget, 4 or 5 sessions, it's getting more and more difficult to keep track on the people that I've already played. So apologies if I pick someone I already played instead of someone that's new, but I don't remember everybody's name. Klosterfrau is my opponent from Germany. Black pieces I have again, but who cares? Klosterfrau, are you that scared? I mean, seriously, are you going to make your first move? If not, I will be just here drinking water. Seriously, it's frustrating when your opponent is so scared of you that they abort the game. I don't know, maybe he's gone. Maybe he left his computer. I will abort the game myself because we don't have time for this. I'm sorry, Klosterfrau. Next time. Next time I'll play you, but you should make your first move. New challenges. New challenges, let's see. Let's accept another one. This was actually very nice for me that I aborted the previous game, so I'm right in this game. E4, of course, what else? E6, are you joking? The French defense, you know how it will end. How can you play my opening against me? The Tarrasch variation, lately this is my favorite, but I have many favorites actually. That's the good thing about playing this opening with the black pieces, so that you have lots of choice because you know every variation from the black side. So you can decide which one you want to play in each game as white. You place the knights like this because the d2 knight shall go to f3. For the moment it's looking weird, but as soon as I can play knight f3, I can develop my bishop castle kingside. I have this beautiful pawn structure in the center, more space. Happy pieces. I have lots of space for my pieces. And if he castles kingside, he will be mated. Basically, that is what's going to happen. f6, I will take this guy and then play knight f3. Then I castle. And this is a typical pawn structure from the Tarrasch variation of the French, that after he takes on d4, I will have an isolated pawn there, but he's got this e6 backward pawn that is a weakness. I'm ahead of time and everything. I don't even know why I take this so seriously. I mean, I just play good moves all the time. Normally black should have taken already on d4. That's why I'm thinking whether I can take advantage of the fact that he didn't take on d4. Surprising that he didn't. Okay. How could I take advantage of that? Can I? Or I can't. Not sure. Not sure if there's a way right now. If I take bishop takes, that's not too bad for him, is it? Unless I can block the dark squares. Shall I go for that? No. I think I'll just play the normal developing moves. Bishop g5 first. I was thinking whether I should change the pawn structure. But for the moment, I'm really happy with this pawn on d4. I need to control the e5 square. So I shall place a piece there. If I could play in the near future, if he chases my bishop away with h6, I'll play bishop h4, and later I can also go bishop g3, or simply I keep this bishop here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, that he didn't take on d4 before, and now I can even consider taking back with the knight, but do I want that? I'll just go for the normal pawn structure. This is the very basic setup. Queen c7, I'll pin this. It's always good to pin your opponent's pieces. And I have a nasty threat. Not winning yet, but I can build up a queen bishop battery and attack the h7 pawn. Alright, he changes his idea. His queen is now on b6, attacking my b2 pawn. Do I care about that? Bishop b1, queen takes b2, queen d3, threatening mate. Do I want to give this pawn to him or not? Probably not. I mean, when do you see me sacrificing pawns? I don't do that. That's not my stuff. So let's just play. It's so tempting at the same time to sacrifice it. Even if it's bad. Anyway, it's a blitz game. So I never really sacrifice pawns, but today is a different day. Queen takes b2, queen d3. There, he might want to try knight e4, but I believe I should have some tactics there because of the e7 hanging bishop. If rook takes c6, then he will take on g5. What is that position? I like it. Let's go for it. Today is the day to go crazy. So, If he takes back, bishop takes e7. If he takes on g5, I can decide whether I still want to sacrifice my exchange, the rook, or I will simply play rook c7. I think that's the best move, rook c7. Ooh, he's sacrificing too. Wow. Now this is getting really funny. All right, if g takes, he wants to take on g5 with the knight. I see you. But I don't think it's so good. So yes, you destroyed my pawn structure, but I will give you mate on h7. You take with the knight, I'll move the rook, and then I will attack your knight and give mate on h7. I announced it. That's it. You can take my rook, but then I'll take here. And after he takes d5, I once again threaten mate. Let's just count the pieces. So far so good. An extra rook. That's it. I think it's just material up for me. Life is great. I like my rook takes c6 move in this game. I think it was nice. I think Sopika would be proud of me for that move. Rook c7, I attack your bishop and then I play h4. Though he can still play bishop d6, so maybe I underestimated this position. I'm an exchange up and I wanted to win immediately. If bishop d6, well, I can always take on c8. Oh, he doesn't do that, but now what do you want to play after h4? I think I'm just winning. I think his only chance was to attack my rook at least, bishop d6, and I could have given up the rook for 2 pieces. And I would have ended up with a piece up, but this is now much better. This is going to be a rook up. Yeah, that's it. Knight f7, queen. Okay, yes, this is a last check, but seriously, I will not play king g2 so that you might have queen takes e2. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Queen h7 and mate. And if you play g6, I'll take your knight. You have 1 check, e5 check. I move the king away, and I have a rook up. I even have more time, so I would appreciate, Rudolf, that you give a chance for other people to play. But you don't want to. Alright. Alright. If you don't want to, let's see. How can I win this game the fastest possible way? He wants to play bishop e5. I see that. Bishop f5 is another option. Let's prevent it by playing f4. Maybe I had something easier, something better than this, but I don't mind if I don't play the best moves. I want to take on d5, so I'm giving up this bishop. I want to play queen d5, queen f7. I think that is winning. I don't see a defense. I don't see a defense. Well, once again, a good game. Well played. Well played, Anna. Queen f7. I expect my opponent to resign. There's no move. What did he do wrong? Actually, I'm not sure which move was the very last mistake. I shall go back and check. Because the opening wasn't that bad. Okay, I see that I can't take on h7. Thank you. Thank you for the game, Rudolf. I think the opponent played well the opening part. Rudolf, you did well this stage. This is the theory. I think you could have taken on d4 first, but I didn't see a way how to exploit the fact that you didn't take on d4. So I don't know if I should play in a different way, but I didn't see why this should favor me. I prefer to have my pawn on d4. So maybe it's not a big deal that you didn't take on d4. Therefore, I play bishop g5. It's a normal variation. C takes, and now we are basically in the same lines as usual in this variation of the Tarrasch. What went wrong was after rook c1, queen b6, bishop b1. I'm sacrificing this pawn because I want to give mate. Today is that kind of a day. And knight e4, probably you should play g6. It's ugly, but at least you don't get mated. So I have sacrificed the pawn, but I have quite some counterplay for it. Lots of possibilities. I can either play with bishop h6 or try to sacrifice here if I could attack it, like knight h4, knight takes g6. Maybe this position is not winning. Maybe I'm even worse if I don't give mate, but I think in a blitz game this was a very good chance for me, since knight e4 is the most natural defense, and I think here I'm really better. Rook takes c6, and you can't really prevent the loss of some material. What I was saying is, of course, if takes, I take the bishop. I have two pieces, but the two minor pieces are very powerful here. Without the dark squared bishop, all these holes on the dark squares, even in attacking positions like this, you want to take care of outposts like that. Rook takes c6. I think you should have played, how was this? Bishop takes, and now I wanted to play rook c7. So yeah, in this case you don't lose material and you're still a pawn up. But I think my position is nice. With the rook on the 7th rank, this queen bishop battery, I like it. I think I'm just enjoying this position, even with a pawn down. Today I'm weird. I like pawn down. Well, I'm threatening to take and play h4, so you must move the bishop. And then I will move the knight and threaten f3. But maybe when I move the knight you will have queen d2. So yeah, I think you should have went for this, because what you played was too much. I'm winning material after these moves, and here definitely the last chance was bishop d6. But I will pick up a piece anyway. I mean, I can play this, and now h4. And maybe here you can move the knight away, because without the rook I don't have mate after queen h7. Yeah, this could have been your last good option, actually, bishop d6. Maybe I shouldn't go crazy yet with rook takes. I can play rook c2 first, queen a3. I'm not sure, but even if I don't win on the spot, this is an exchange up for me. Thank you for the game. I think it was a good fight, but I shall go for the next challenge. Who shall be my next victim? 5-minute rated blitz. Let's see the chat. Let's see if you guys are saying something new. I'm right again. I like it. I like today. Today is a great day. So, hi Kramnik student. Hi Johnny Chess. I'm trying to scroll down to the very bottom of the chat. Oh, I see a suggestion. Next week Anna does Pepe. That would be funny. I might do that one day. Actually, yeah, Pepe style is really cool. I like his rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. But first I should make a rat-ta-ta-ta move. You cannot just say rat-ta-ta-ta like this. e4. So let's make a position where I can do rat-ta-ta-ta. Oh, I had an earlier win. Rook takes h7. Maybe, but I think it was still a good game. Sicilian. Alright, I will look at the board instead of the chat, because I lost 10 seconds because of looking at the chat. Guys, I know you are all against me, but today I don't care. So, what does he want to do? Polzan, Scheveningen, which system will he play? Bishop b4 here. d5, e5. I think this is fine. Once again, this system, I will take and castle. I like these positions. I like when I can push e5. Actually, maybe I could have pushed e5 first. But I don't care, this is still nice. Queen g4, I can play next move. But queen g4 takes on c3, I will have the dark squares. Yeah, let's go for that. I like it. So I think he will take on c3 and castle kingside, but then I have bishop h6. He can't do that. Once again, I'm just better. It's just too easy, guys. Yeah, after g6, you did not pay attention. you see, I know that this is a difficult day for you guys, but you shall try to play decent moves. I mean, the bishop was hanging. I cannot type in the chat, hey, your bishop is hanging on b4, move it. Player number 5 realized that he lost the bishop. Well, once again, I'm really not sorry for taking your bishop, because it was hanging. After queen g4, you must look at the threat. What is the threat here? I want to take your bishop and I want to take the g7 pawn. How can you prevent it? Well, first of all, you shall definitely consider bishop takes c3. But you know, the funny thing in this position is that I can even not care about your bishop. I can play queen takes g7, intermediate move, the rook is hanging, the bishop is hanging. No, I can't. Okay, now I became too confident. This is not the way, but I wanted to take back. Luckily, because now this is what I wanted to show you. This is the correct order. You would lose a piece, so you can't take the pawn, and if you castle, this is the other move I was mentioning. I have bishop h6 and I'm winning an exchange. Therefore, in this position, I think white is already better. You have to weaken the dark squares, but since you have given up your dark square bishop, this position is just overwhelming for white. It doesn't even matter what move you make in this position, since there are so many holes on dark squares. So whether it's bishop h6, and I don't care about you taking my pawn, because this position looks very nice, whether queen d4 or queen f4, even if we end up in a position, you can't take here because the rook is hanging, but even if in the future you could take the bishop and we end up in an opposite colored bishop position, I like my position. I like a lot my position because I'm controlling the dark squares. Maybe this queen d4 is not the most accurate. Maybe queen f4, because then I don't allow you play queen f6 and I'm threatening bishop g7. So yeah, this is what I was trying to explain, and in this position I can. So white is a pawn down, but since black's pawn structure, all these pawns are on light squares, it means that there are weaknesses on dark squares. And I have the dark square bishop. You have a poor bishop. I am, therefore, better. That's simple. Bishop g7, bishop f6. I'm just going to infiltrate your position on the dark squares. Even if this position is not winning on the spot, it's not winning on the spot. Maybe it's just a tiny advantage or even complicated. I don't believe in these positions for black. It's just so horrible that you have these holes. It's a bad position. Therefore, I think you should have done something different before. Isn't it d5 in this position? Actually, I don't know. I don't know this bishop b4. How do you play that variation? But certainly not this way. This was too much. d5, e5. I think I'm better here already. That's it. Chess is easy. Let's see the chat. Oh, once again I need to scroll down. Oh, I miss my ratatata moment. But I don't think that queen takes b4 was a ratatata. I mean, it's just too easy. It's too easy for a ratatata. Alright, baboom. I shall say that too. Okay, what else? Oh, Clusterfrau, you're saying that you weren't gone, but the game didn't show up. I saw you teasing me on the stream while I was waiting for the games window to show up. Well, I'm sorry for not being sorry. I hope to play you next time, and maybe next time I will even be nice. I'm not sure. Depends on you guys. You guys are the ones who didn't like that I was too nice. That's it. One last game, because I don't have time for more of these challenges. I mean, I'm just winning all the games. Is this really funny for you that I'm beating you all? I'm not sure it's that funny. Omar, since I saw you in the chat, I will accept your challenge. So guys, be active in the chat, because then it's more likely that I will pick your name. And yeah, I'm white once again. I mean, what else? e4. You might consider resigning now, but then I can't say ratatata. So, it's going to be either the Russian, the Petrov, or the Rui Lopez. I'm not going to blunder my bishop, it's not the day. I like to play with d3 because it's kind of a fashionable variation nowadays. Either d3 here or after castle, both. I like both setups. And this is a hybrid system. It's like a kind of a between Rui Lopez and Italian. Many of the strategies, the plans are similar in the Italian, just like here in this position. Okay, so bishop c5 is one of the most active approaches that black can go for after d3. But I think I don't mind it. a4, and now he has to do something about a takes b5. Bishop b7 I think is the most natural, but I can take and attack the pawn with knight c3. Let's see the chat, because I have so much time. I can even read the chat. I don't know if this was the best, but today I feel like playing whatever move. Knight c3, I will even pre-move. It's gonna be my second pre-move today. Yeah. So the pawn is hanging, and if b4 I will play knight d5. Alright. Freddy is saying that wife comes and catches me watching this. Well, I don't know how that feels. I don't have a wife. b4, knight d5, and I just like my position. Then I will decide where to place the bishop. If he doesn't take on d5, I'll go bishop g5 next move. And if he takes d5. What? Seriously? Okay, he wants e takes d5, knight d4, and if I take the pawn, he will take my bishop and take on d5. He's not losing the pawn yet, so I will take with the bishop. I still like this. I can play later on bishop g5 or bishop e3. These positions are kinda slow, so don't expect fireworks in a d3 Rui Lopez or Italian hybrid stuffs. It's not about fireworks, it's about playing slow positional chess. The kind of chess I normally like, but not today. Today I just want to beat you all. Bishop d5, come on, it's not that big deal. Yeah, the pawn is hanging, but you can protect it. Play d6, play queen e7. Just do something quickly. Omar, you must speed up. Alright, d6, he listened to me. If bishop g5, queen d7, well, I think I like more bishop e3. If he takes, he opens up the f5 for me. And if he doesn't take, what will he do about his bishop? Take on e3. I like that. Take it. Takes. f5, and I will control the d4 square. He can also, of course, think about knight d4. That's an option. Yeah, you see he takes. Now I have very nice control of the central squares, and I have the f-file also open. Opponent disconnected. No. Omar, please. I mean, why do I say please? Just come back. Omar. People are waiting in the queue, and our time is up. If not, I can't wait. 17 seconds. It's just. Please come back. All right, good job. Well done. You want to trade bishops. I accept your challenge, and I will play on the king's side. What a surprise. I want to play queen g4 and mate you. Rook f3. I don't have actually many pieces, so it's not like an objective attack. I'm not going to fool you. With so few pieces, it's not really your aim to give mate. You can't play queen g4, rook f3, such moves, because you should also take care of the back rank. But it doesn't matter. Today it doesn't matter. I will still play knight f5, and if you take, I'll take back with the pawn and threaten f6. f6? Why? Why do you want to play f6? I don't know why you do that. I will move my king out of this diagonal first. I can play knight f5 any moment. So that is what I want. c5. Does he want c4? Probably. Do I care? I don't care. But how shall I not care? I'll move the king out. Maybe he wants to prepare c4, because if he plays c4 now, I'll take. I just want to have a pawn up. Queen d7. Okay, he's defending the light squares because I was about to play queen g4. He saw it, but I think now is time for knight f5. If he takes, I'll take back with the pawn. I think he should play d5. He shouldn't allow my queen appear on d5, that's for sure. Today, I think this is the only game where I don't really have much. I don't have an advantage. But anyway, we are here to play. I'll take the a file, the only open file. Queen d6. Oh, we want to win the queen. e4. If he closes everything with d4, at least I have the a file. If he takes on e4, I'll take with the queen. And I have some queen c4 stuffs. Queen d4, I think he should just go for the trade of queens. No, he doesn't. If you don't trade queens, I'm not sure that you will be fine. Okay, rook a7. He is also low on time. Now this is too much. Queen g4, rook d7, still defends. But this is getting so suspicious. If I give a check, queen d5. Oh, I missed the obvious one. And it's so similar to the Carlsen Anand game from the Chennai World Championship match. I have queen b7. He will have to play queen f8. So it's not mate yet, but what? I mean, Omar, what did you do? Okay. This game, of course, I was playing very well, but Omar was also playing well. So kudos, Omar. You did a good job. All this, I think you defended well, because I had some pressure on the e5 pawn, attacking your pawn. After d6, I play bishop e3, and I like my position, but it's not much. After the trade of bishops, I go to the king side, but as I was mentioning, I don't really have time for queen g4, rook f3, rook g3. So, queen a7. Yeah, I think all these moves were okay. I'm not sure about f6. I don't think you need it, but you want to activate the rook, I believe, so that's why you played f6. It's still okay. Actually, it's just so difficult to make a mistake in this position as black. Or as white. But I was trying to win. King h2, I just go out of the pin. And now after queen d7, knight f5, d5. This is good once again, because if not, I will play queen d5. So d5, good move. I got the a file, but why don't you challenge me immediately? For instance, you could have played queen b7 and next move rook a8. I don't have time to bring my queen and double on the a file. This must be just equal. So queen b7, rook a8, and no trouble. Instead of that, you want it to be tricky. You wanted to win my queen. Oh, Omar is saying that he got very excited that he was playing well and then he blundered. Actually, yeah, you were playing so well. Even this queen d6. Yeah, I think queen b7 was easier to equalize. You just trade rooks on the a file. But you're, of course, not losing after queen d6 either. e4 is a threat, even though it's not winning, because I can play queen f4, but it's much better to place your pawn on e4, block this diagonal. I don't think you should take. I think if you just keep the position closed with d4, this is okay. Rook a7, queen b6. Just try to get rid of my rook on the a file. I think that was the problem. But even like this, I'm telling you, it's so difficult to make a mistake in this position that even here you shouldn't be lost. So I shouldn't give mate. Rook a7. But yeah, it's already too dangerous. Now actually here it's bad, because if queen d4, yeah, queen d4 is your last chance. I think you should have played queen d4 to try to equalize, but now the rook endgame is good for me. I think you should take back with the c pawn. So if rook b7, you play rook c8. Well, it was much easier to play queen b7 because what I was going to show, that here rook a7, queen d4, I can't keep the queens on the board, because if queen b7, you give perpetual checks all the time, so it doesn't matter that I'm threatening mate. And in the final position, you played rook d8 here. I think that's a mistake, because now you have to be very passive. You need to play queen f8, and this position must be lost. Not immediately, not on the spot, but with the queen on f8, and I have my major pieces on the 7th rank. This is an advantage for me. Of course, there's no direct way to win it, and maybe it's not even easy. If queen c7, rook c8, you might be following my queen with the rook all the time. But I was ahead of time, and also my position is better. So I really think that when you see that there's only one open file, don't give it to me. It's just way too much. Even if it's just a psychological advantage, but I have this rook. So I activated my queen and activated the rook. Instead of this, I think if you just go queen b7, I can't activate my queen, because I can't bring it to the a file or to the queen side, and next move rook a8. This was the easiest. But thank you guys for the games. I appreciate it, even if I'm not kind anymore. Let me know if you want Anna, the kind girl, back, or you do enjoy these sessions, because this is what you asked me. You told me that I was too nice. You told me that I was playing too kind, too nice to the opponents. You are too light-hearted. You let your opponents flag you. You blunder pieces on purpose. Actually, I didn't blunder pieces on purpose, but today I took the game seriously. I will be back with more Banter Blitz sessions, in whatever style. Maybe next week, or maybe in a couple of weeks, because in August I will have a tournament coming up, the Spanish Team Championship, and before that I think I will have a few days off, so maybe there's no session next week. Stay tuned for the announcements on Chess24, so I'll decide whether next Thursday I might be off, yes. I think it's more likely that there will be no show, but it's not 100% sure, so just stay tuned for the announcements on my social media and on Chess24. And I think it was enough of being mean. I really appreciate that you are here. I appreciate all of you guys. You are a great audience. And today was not a serious session. I played serious chess, but my comments were not serious. You know that I really cheer for all of you. I want you to improve your chess. I think my hair must be totally messy, so don't look at it much. But I appreciate your support. I appreciate that you like these shows and that you come back each and every week. I'm trying to be as instructive as possible so that you can improve your chess, not just have fun playing Banter Blitz. And all I want is that you enjoy playing chess yourself. So whenever you play chess, make sure that you enjoy chess. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What matters is that you enjoy playing. Please, that's all I'm asking from you. And now enjoy the broadcast of the Singfield Cup. It's starting right now. I will also tune in. See you maybe next week, maybe in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned for the announcements. I will definitely post about it on my social media, so you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and I even have Instagram. Wow. See you guys in a couple of weeks, next week. Who knows? Sometime. Have a great August and summer in the meantime. I really appreciate that you were here today. Bye-bye.